Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Haraka Kodash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith in the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Right. I was watching the elder video epistle, and he brought this precept up, and the term that instantly came to my mind when he brought it up was devil, right? Because that's what the term devil means. It comes from the Greek word diablo, and matter of fact, all right, so this Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Now, this all goes in hand with the precepts that are about to come out, because of this term devil, like this term devil that popped up in my head. Or the spirit, led that term to come into my head when that precept came out.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos.
All right, diabolos. Prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. Right? Or false accuser. Right? A calumniator, false accuser, slanderer, right? Metaphorically applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of power, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him, right? Or so we going with false accuser, because that's what's gonna get a lot of us thrown into prison, like the scriptures just said in the book of Revelation chapter 2. Through this devil's policy, a false narrative comes about, and that false narrative paints a false picture of a certain individual, a certain type individual that is oppressive system. Right? And the oppressive system that I'm mainly speaking on is the system that's spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, right? Where if you don't take this thing, you won't be able to buy or sell. But going back to the main point, in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, these devils understand who we are, they know who we are, and they understand our weakness. So what these devils in turn do is try to force feed us negativity, try to force feed us evil, right? Try to place wicked spirits upon us through, curses, through bywords, through, different words that have meanings, right? We all understand that when we first got off the ships over here, everything got taken away from us and it got replaced with bywords, right? False culture and so forth and so on, right? All of this is coming from the left hand of the Lord, but the Lord uses men to do his will on this earth, right? And the man that the top individual that the Lord is using on his left-hand side is Esau Edom. Esau Edom falls under Hashatan, right? The spiritual demon, Satan, because they follow the spiritual demon Satan. They are adverse to the Lord and adverse to the Lord's people, according to the book of Psalms, chapter 83. All right. So these devils understand our weakness, and they understand the way to ensure that we stay down, or in essence, that we stay drunk. Right? Let me go to the book of Judith. Judith chapter 5 and verse 20 says, "Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them." So they understand as long as they keep the Lord's people in sin, then they will always be above us because they know who we are. They understand portions of our contract with the Lord, right? Let's see. So Deuteronomy 28:15, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and shall overtake thee." Right? So they understood that. Just like it's the same thing in Judah chapter 5 verse 20. If we sin against our God and they consider that that'll be our ruin. Right? They know this information. Right? Let me see. All right, so Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 44. Actually, verse 43, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." Right? So they understood as long as we're in sin, that'll be our ruin. They'll rule over us because the Lord will give us into their hands. They know this. Right? They fully understand this. Right? That's why the food we eat is tainted. The air we breathe is tainted. The water we drink is tainted. The juices that we drink is tainted. The TV shows we watch are tainted. The religion that the majority of people follow is tainted. Everything in this world is tainted in order to try to keep us in odds or keep us at odds with our power. Right? And in essence, or in turn rather, what they can then do is accuse us to the Lord. Right? And go to the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 12. And verse 10. "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. Right? For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night." Right? So this devil is going before the Lord on the left, but he going through the left-hand side. Look what your people doing. Right? Look what gods they serve. They're not serving you. The majority of your people don't even know your name. Right? They worshiping us. And they pulling the receipts. Look at the religion we have. Look at Cesare Borgia. And they eating pork every day. Look, they worshiping our gods on our hella days. It's just a constant accusation. All right? But it's coming through a plot and a ploy that they presented to the Lord's people through our captivity. Because another part of our contract Deuteronomy 28 and let me see. And verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right? The Lord gave us over into their hands. So the accusations that they pouring out to the Lord is really false, because they're the ones that's giving us drink to be drunk. Right? The Lord already knows this. But here's the thing. As far as the 2/3 mindset goes, you will still be held accountable for what you're doing. Mainly because you don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You don't believe that that's of any importance to you. Right? And you don't have the understanding that the Lord is introducing knowledge to you. He's giving light back to the earth. Let me see. Second Ezra chapter 6. And let me see. Hold on. I think I done went past it. Con. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Right? And like it says in the book of Daniel chapter 12. And verse 4, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. The Lord has increased that knowledge. Right? The gospel of the kingdom has been preached all over the world. So you've heard the truth. Right? So the devil going through Satan to the Lord to accuse the 2/3. Understand that your actions will be the accuser of you. Let me go to Second Ezra 16 and Second Ezra 16 and verse 64. All right. Therefore hath Yahweh exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. Right? What will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before power and his angels? Right? So at the end of the day, what you being accused of is going to be actually found true. And, the wages of sin is death. So that's what's awaiting you. But as far as the brethren goes, right, like we read in the book of Revelation chapter 12. Let me read that again, matter of fact. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren, right? The brethren, right? Because according to the book of Romans chapter 9, not all Israel is Israel. According to the book of Galatians chapter 6, you have an Israel of power. According to the book of Zechariah chapter 13, you have 1/3 of the Most High's people that will be tried as gold is tried in the furnace and shall make it through and be called the Lord's people. according to the book of Revelation, chapter 7, and Revelation chapter 14, you have 144,000 mighty men, and you have a great multitude, right, that stands firm for the name of the Lord, right, according to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, right, the brethren, right, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. They will be found liars, the accusers of the brethren, right? So, yeah, like I said, when the elder brought out Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 15, the Lord put the spirit on me to, just go into the term devil, right? Because I know we present that term quite often, especially when we speaking about Esau, Edom, and a lot of people don't understand. They don't even know what that word means, right? So yes, devil means false accuser, and that is the top false accuser on this earth is Esau, Edom, and a recompense will come, and we're seeing that recompense unfold before our eyes. I believe that's Zephaniah. Let me see that, matter of fact. Zephaniah chapter 3. That before our eyes. 19. Zephaniah 3 and 17. Yahweh, thy power in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, right? The brethren who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, the brethren, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith Yahweh. Right? It's happening right before our eyes. And all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Harokakodash for that, right? So I am with that, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Ratazah. These precepts in this video were edifying. Call Holoyim Lan Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Harokakodash Shalom Yashar Allah.